keeps piling up that Jake isn't the real rapist, and you keep refusing, you keep ignoring it.
I haven't seen any evidence. All I've seen is minor circumstantial details.
Oh, Keith, this whole case is based on circumstantial evidence, and you refuse to check out any other possibilities.
You two can debate this until hell freezes over as long as that animal stays locked up. I don't want any other women brutalized the way Victoria and Haley were.
Oh.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. Let me get something.
No, don't get a mop. Just leave.
You know, you're all too involved in this. None of you has an objective eye anymore except for me.
Well, take your eye and take your can and leave.
But wait, I think I have a fresh slant on this.
Take your fresh slant and leave, okay? Go.
Okay, fine. You know, even Perry Mason listened to Della Street.
Someone who was also at Johnny's before both incidents, who picked up those Abernathy matches there and possibly the Bowie knife too. In other words, gentlemen, someone who's right under our noses.
And the guy from the meat company called. He said your last check bounced. I told him it must have been a problem at the bank, not to worry, that we'd straighten it out.
Keith, that's all right, I'll take care of it.
Sure. I know business has fallen off lately since all the trouble.
It'll be all right.
Alice Jackson reporting, sir. All sugar bowls, salt shakers, and cream pitchers have been refilled. Request permission for a brief leave.
Look, I told you, Alice, if you need to do something, go ahead, do it. Okay?
I won't be very long. Is he okay?
Well, I know he has a few business problems lately.
Maybe that's why he's been so moody.
So where are you off to? Or am I getting too nosy?
Well, I'm off to the university and to see an advisor.
She's hoping to be admitted.
Yeah, you know, there's some red tape, though, and I have to pass some tests.
Well, when you get in, are you going to be able to afford it?
Mm-hmm. Or so I've been told. It seems that somebody has pulled some strings or done some magic. I don't know. I haven't asked too many questions. I'm just assuming somebody up there likes me. Well, I'll see you later, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Her name is Alice Jackson, and she's a wonderful young woman. And well, I've been her guardian for some time, and I would like to assume full responsibility for her tuition and expenses. I wish I could, but anyway, I'd like to, I don't know, help out, be her unofficial sponsor, something.
It's all been taken care of, Lionel. What you might do is write her a letter of recommendation, just to fatten up her file.
Excuse me, when you say taken care of, what do you mean?
The finances.
Well, I know that she and her father are in a position to handle it, but how?
Alice's mother has put together an excellent aid and load program. Her mother's an employee of the university. Well, since you were Alice's guardian, you must know her. Caroline Wilson.
Will you keep still, Marshall? Now, come over here, over here. I'm trying to put these wires onto you.
Oh, we're not going to wait for my partner? That great-looking girl with the beautiful blonde hair?
Yeah, I know who you mean. I'm afraid you're doing a solo act, boy. She stormed out of here yesterday.
Oh, that's a bummer. I was looking forward to getting wired up with her.
I'm sure you were. Don't worry, we'll try and find a replacement for you next time. Anything to keep you happy, Marsh?
Maybe, but I doubt it.
What are you doing? I can't believe you'd start without me.
You don't work here anymore.
Oh, yes, says who? I'm not about to walk out of my obligations here. Please, don't fight. You can wire both of us.
Are you sure you're not going to throw another tantrum and stalk off again? Perhaps in the middle of the experiment this time.
Hello, Marshall.
It's really good to have you back.
Well, thanks. It's nice to be wanted. So, Dr. Frankenstein, what's the experiment going to be today? What is it, 2,000 volts of electricity in the human body? Oh, don't panic, Marshall. It's all right.
Marshall, would you mind leaving us alone for a minute, please?
Sure. I see there's more than pure scientific experimentation going on here. I'll just go check my white rats.
Why don't you, Marsh? I wasn't expecting you back. And I'm not entirely sure it's for the best.
I told you.
Yeah, all about your strong sense of obligation. Yeah, I know.
Jeffrey, I just realized that I shouldn't let my personal feelings affect my doing my job.
Or let your integrity stop you from snooping.
You call it snooping. I call it healthy curiosity. Oh, come on. I am interested in what's going on around here. What's wrong with that?
Kelly.
Hi.
Oh, how nice to see you. You know, I've been thinking about you. I'm hoping that you weren't offended when I didn't answer all of your questions yesterday.
Oh, no, but I am still curious. In spite of your offer of front row seats some far off day in the future.
Well, don't take my reticence personally. I'm delighted that you're here. You've been very helpful and very eager to learn, hasn't she, Jeffrey?
Oh, yes, very eager. That's true.
And later, I'm going to be working on some very important slides. And maybe, perhaps you want to take a look at a couple.
I'd love to, yes.
Good, we'll do that. Oh, I think I left my lab coat in my office.
Oh, I'll get it.
Bring it right here, Kelly. No rest stops.
Yes, sir.
A little tough on her, weren't you?
I don't get it. I mean, why are you being so trusting with her about your work, you know, considering your feelings for CC and all?
I don't believe in blaming the children for the sins of the father. Besides, she reminds me less of her father and more of my daughter Elena than anything else. She's bright, she's enthusiastic, she's energetic, and somewhat headstrong, but... Oh, Jeffrey, please, don't look at me like that. See, clearly you don't understand what I'm talking about. I don't dislike all the Capwells just because they're Capwells. Yeah, but if I did, I would certainly go out of my way not to let you or anyone else know about it. Come on, let's go to work.
Lionel, I thought they were mistaken when they said you were waiting here for me.
Yeah, they said you were in a meeting.
Yes, it just ended.
I just found out something and I wanted to ask you about it. I understand it's you who are responsible for Alice being sent back to school. I mean, financially.
Who told you?
Lionel, what are you doing here? Hello?
Hello, Alice.
I just came back from seeing the advisor, and she sent me to the bookstore to find a book on passing equivalency tests. I keep getting lost. Do you know where the bookstore is?
Have you thought about getting a compass?
This map might help you. I practically wore it out the first few days I was here, but it's still legible, I think. You're welcome to it if you want.
Thank you. I'm sure it would come in handy. Thanks.
Sure.
Well, I've got to go. Bye.
Bye. She doesn't know, does she? She doesn't know that you set the whole thing up.
No.
Maybe now's the time to start healing some wounds.
Lionel, that's not why I did it. And she probably would have rejected my help if she knew. What's important now is for her to get the best education possible. That's worth everything to me.
I understand.
Well, I have to be getting back to work. Excuse me.
Thank you for coming. And Caroline. Nothing.
Your building had a notch in the left heel, which doesn't match any of Jake's boots. Does that fact
Mean anything to you, Mason?
Yes, it means that your would-be cowboy has another pair of boots that he's gotten rid of.
You just go merrily along making up little stories to fit your preconceived notions. The fact is there's absolutely no proof that Jake has, much less disposed of any boots that match those boot prints. They weren't even the same size.
The difference is negligible.
You have an answer for everything, don't you? Facts be damned.
Enough!
Cease! Desist!
I can't believe you two are attorneys in the same law firm. What'd you do for memos? Loft grenades at each other?
The issue here is whether you're going to accord my client the rights that he's entitled to.
Your client has all his rights. I'm just not going to budge on the bail. The last time we tried that with him, 2 women were attacked while he was out on bail.
Because the real rapist was out of jail, too. He still is. Are you telling me you're not even going to try to find out whose boot print that was?
No. Listen, dear. You have a friend at the City Hall, you see. Cruz Castillo keep on investigating this no matter what I say. And if he finds something to clear Jake Morton, fine. But until then, he stays put.
Hallelujah. You know, it makes me intensely uncomfortable when I say something and you say hallelujah. Julia, could you take your associate here and beat it, okay? Meeting's adjourned.
You are so arrogant, you know that? You get this idea lodged in your brain. You won't even consider the fact that you might be wrong. You don't mind putting an innocent man in jail, do you?
I don't want to see any more innocent women hurt in case you're wrong. Why are you wasting time here anyway, Julia? You should be out looking for another suspect.
You're right. And that's exactly what I intend to do. She's right, you know. You're wrong.
Oh, spare me, Gina.
Look, I know you're not interested in my opinion on these things, but I've been studying the files on this case, and I think our instincts about Jake Morton were right.
Our instinct?
Well, Julia's, Cruz's, and mine. I mean, you can put together some superficial case against him, but it doesn't add up, especially the boots.
Shut up, Gina.
What?
You heard me. You're having a lot of fun playing detective. You're not thinking at all about the women that were hurt.
How dare you say that to me? My niece was one of the women that were hurt.
Then stop making a game out of a very real anguish.
You are so wrong about me, Mason. As usual. Who's talking to now?
Are you kidding? My secretary? She's an incredibly sloppy moron and a tramp.
Calling a tramp? Who are you talking to?
You sweetheart. Trying to teach you lessons you learned.
I'm not going to back off of this thing, Keith. I can't. And I have come across some information that proves that Jake Morton did not rape Haley.
Okay, that's right. I want you to listen to this very carefully, okay? Because I don't want there to be any misunderstanding. I want you to stop this investigation. I want you to keep away from confidential files and away from keyholes and intercoms.
But Keith...
Because if I catch you at it again, I'm going to have you transferred to the Hall of Records, which to a secretary is equivalent to Siberia. You see, you're all alone, surrounded by hundreds and thousands of death certificates. How does that grab you?
Remember what I have on you, Keithy?
Have I made myself perfectly clear?
Yes, you've made yourself perfectly clear.
Oh, good. Then go out and keep your nose clean.
I will never stop looking for the man who raped Haley. Now, if you're finished with these files, I'll put them away for you, sir.
I'm through with them. And, darling, you know, if you're good, maybe I'll take you out to dinner. One night. I was.
Well, if he's not going to do anything with them, I will.
Yeah, I want you to, Gina, I want you to check on that report about the knife for the rapist. That's here someplace. Listen, when I said don't use the intercom, I didn't mean when I buzzed.
Gina, where are you?
And all the time, Alice had no idea, huh?
You look surprised.
Well, aren't you?
No. I mean, the particulars are new to me, but it fits. See, Caroline really cares about Alice, so naturally she'd try to help out. And when Caroline decides to make the system work for her, well, you know what she did to get my parole off the ground?
Yeah. But I also remember how angry you were at her when, despite the fact that she'd helped you. How angry that you were that she deserted Alice.
Yeah, you tried to talk me out of it, but I wouldn't listen. She was on the other foot now, Lionel.
I didn't know the whole story.
I did, but I held on to my anger. And I didn't let go of it until the kidnapping. I realized that I had to just let the past be the past and to stop trying to play judge and jury. Now, Alice deserves a chance to care about her mother. And Caroline deserves a chance to make up whatever to her daughter. It's between the two of them, and anybody who gets in the way isn't really thinking about what's best for Alice.
Hey, I am not planning to get in anybody's way.
Hey, Lionel.
If Alice wants to reconcile this thing with her mother, well, that's her decision.
Look, let's not pretend that what you think doesn't influence her. She looks up to you, Lionel, and she trusts you.
And I'm not going to do anything to abuse that trust. Because I just don't know if I can be as selfless as you are.
Selfless?
Yeah.
Lionel, do you Do you realize how envious I am of Caroline because she is the one that can come through for Alice? I mean, I wish Daddy could swing it, you know?
Yeah, I know. I wanted to try to help her myself.
You know, it's ironic that Caroline was the one that got there first. Well, I'm glad of that, for Alice's sake. Look, I gotta go make up a special list, and if you'll excuse me, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
I'm craving a quiet, relaxing lunch with a rational, compassionate human being, and you qualify. Can I join you?
Hello, Julia.
Did I speak too soon?
You know, I'm beginning to think that every time I make a firm stand on something that I really believe in, I have the rug pulled out from underneath. Beginning to wonder if maybe I missed a point somewhere along the line.
So what messages did you get from my brainwaves this time?
Well, as you know, I don't interpret the results, but, they look pretty wild to me.
You know what would be interesting sometime? To do this experiment on one of my rats.
A very sick man, Marshal. Very sick man.
Kelly, you want to take a look at these slides, the ones I mentioned earlier?
Yes, I would. What is it I'm looking at?
It's tissue taken from a mouse, normal, healthy tissue. Now, this here is tissue taken from a different mouse. It's not normal and healthy, however, it's been infected with a virus. The virus has invaded the cells, took over the machinery, and it's reproduced itself. You see it?
Oh, yes, yes.
Now, this is an infected tissue from a mouse that was treated with a particular substance. Actually, a combination of substances. Now, the virus hasn't been able to overwhelm the cells it's invaded. It hasn't been destroyed, but it's been blocked. You see the difference?
It's incredible. Has anybody else tried to block this virus before?
No, not in this way.
Well, then you've made a major breakthrough, haven't you?
Well, quite possibly. I mean, we still have a lot of tests to run.
What, is this just a cure for the common cold?
That's really none of your business, Kelly.
Oh, no, wait a minute, Jeffrey. It's all right. It's quite natural for Kelly to want to know more about this. Look, all I can tell you right now is the work that I'm doing, the work that we are all doing here, makes looking for the common cold cure like falling off a log.
Well, now I understand the need for secrecy.
Which is one of the reasons why I've kept such a low profile here.
Well, I'm flattered that you let me in on this much, Dr. Nicholas, and I promise you won't have any reason to regret it.
I know I won't. Excuse me, I gotta put these back.
He's a remarkable man. Jeffrey, he's so kind, he's so open.
Kelly, I wouldn't take too much for granted if I were you. You know, if you'd heard the way that he was talking yesterday...
Oh, no, you don't. I am not letting you turn this into another mystery. Oh, come on. Dr. Nicholas has no reason to want to mislead me. He has put his confidence in me, and I intend to return the compliment.
I don't even know what I want to major in yet.
What's the rush?
Oh, Dad, I'm so impatient about everything these days.
There's something you should know.
What?
Your mother's been behind this university business.
I know. It was her idea in the first place.
It was more than just that. She was the one who arranged all the help you're getting, financial and otherwise. Caroline's the one you have to thank, Alice.
She is?
She didn't want to tell you, but I think you should know.
Yes, ma'am, what would you like?
I'll just have some mineral water with a twist of lime. You know, some people would think I'm very brave for coming down here alone. That or pretty foolish.
The rapist? They have the guy now, don't they?
They pick somebody up, but I don't think it's the right guy. They found this boot print at the scene of the crime. Doesn't match the suspects. And a lot of other things.
Weird to think that creep might still be on the loose.
You want to know the really weird part? They have reason to believe he was at Johnny's before the attacks.
Oh, yeah?
Look, tell me again. Who exactly did Haley talk to that night? I have to know. She's my niece.
As far as I know, she talked to what's-his-name, Morton, and to the boss.
Right.
Right, yeah, I heard the two of them had a fight. I mean, actually, that he was doing the fighting. You know, it was his late wife's birthday, and, guess the whole thing came back, you know, how Amy died.
He still blames Haley. He says he forgave her, but I don't think he ever has.
But he had a little too much to drink, you know, and he was missing his wife, though. I mean, if he got angry, it's kind of understandable.
That depends.
Yes, I'm actually helping with the research. Can you believe it? Some new wonderful antiviral medicine. I don't know that much about it. I know how brilliant he is, Daddy. That's why I'm so excited. I mean, everything he does has got to be very important. Yeah. Okay, Daddy, I have to go. I'll see you later. What is the matter now?
I can't believe you. You were told to keep anything that happens in this lab to yourself, and here you are, blabbing it out to your father the first chance you get.
Jeffrey, all I said was...
I heard what you said, and it's bloody lucky that you don't know any more. Otherwise, you'd be giving it all away.
No, I wouldn't. Oh, for heaven's sake, Dr. Nicholas is my father's friend.
And it's up to him to decide who he wants to talk to about his work.
And who appointed you the keeper of the flame?
Well, who do you think? Dr. Nicholas did.
What is the matter with you? You know, you are a totally different person when you get in this lab.
Yeah. And obviously all this is just another exciting adventure for you, you know, on a par with stowing away on a plane or dressing up for a masked ball.
You don't have much respect for me, do you?
No. You're the one who's lacking respect here. For Dr. Nicholas, for me, for this whole project. You just proved that. You also proved that you can't be trusted. Now, if he found out, he'd can you on the spot.
And that'd make you pretty happy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I would. You know why? Because you don't deserve to be working for a man like him. For God's sake, Kelly, when are you going to grow up?
All right, Jeffrey, you win. All right, I will walk out of here and make you happy because I can see right now we can never work together.
I heard raised voices. What happened?
Kelly, she was on the phone to her father. I mean, she was telling him everything about the work you're doing here. That's right after she just said she understood the need for secrecy.
Jeffrey, I appreciate your loyalty to me. But you overreacted.
What? Hey, surely you don't want CC...
There's no way CC's going to find out anything. I didn't tell Kelly anything I didn't want her to know. Jeffrey, believe me, I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize this project.
No, I suppose not. But you know, when I heard her talking to CC on the phone...
Of course, you felt concerned. I know. But now that I've reassured you, there's no reason to be.
Well, I'm sorry I made such a big issue of it.
It's okay. No, I understand. I want you to apologize to Kelly, and I want you to invite her back here to work again. Will you do that?
Yeah, if you want me to.
I do.
But why, though? Why?
You'll learn one day that when you get along with someone, when they learn to trust you, you have infinitely more power over them.
Come in.
I was rude and disrespectful to you, and I'm sorry for that. I had no right to speak to you that way, especially in front of the district attorney. And as a superior in this firm, you have every right to be offended and angry. Aren't you going to say anything?
Wasn't sure you were finished.
Well, I could cut my veins open and bleed to death on the floor in front of you here as a finale.
I'd like that. But it's a new carpet.
Mason, this is not easy for me. Could you just give me a break here?
Sure. You're absolutely right, Julia. You were rude, obnoxious, and totally wrong. But you're not about to revise your opinion, so why are you in here brown-nosing?
Because I am trying to play office politics, all right? And I don't want everyone around here to know that we're feuding.
I'm not going to tell anybody. Besides, I wouldn't really call it a feud. I might categorize it as a strong disagreement.
Thank you. I want you to know that I am horrified about what happened to Victoria, and I would not be working this hard on Jake's release if I thought there was the slightest chance that anyone else could be hurt.
Well, then why don't you stop fighting for his release? Because you don't know what he's... capable of.
What is that? Oh, my God. Give up your job and stop practicing law immediately, or you'll die. You won't get another warning. Mason, I've never seen a death threat before. This is horrible.
Signed, your sworn enemy.
What are you doing? Aren't you going to call the police?
Firm doesn't need that kind of publicity.
That's very corporate of you. But I'm not going to let you do this. I mean, this is not something that you take lightly.
Julie, I've received hate mail before. Maybe not that extreme, but still just idle threats. A woman one time wrote me and told me if I didn't lose a certain case, she was going to make a Mason Capo voodoo doll and stick pins in it. I decided she was a frustrated acupuncturist. Won the case anyway. My stiff knee's been fine ever since.
It's an amusing anecdote. You have a way of putting everything in perspective.
And when I read the part about quitting my job, I thought maybe you had written it.
That's not funny.
I think it is. I think it's a joke, and I'm not going to worry about it.
All right, well, then will you let me worry for you?
Well, you really feel compelled to take on everybody else's problems, don't you?
I'm an old softy. Can I use your phone?
Sure. Want to call your hairdresser?
No. Call Cruz.
That's exactly what the social deviant who wrote that thing wants, for me to panic. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to let you do it for me. I'm not going to give it a second thought. Now, excuse me, I got a lot of work to do.
I couldn't get here any sooner. The office was so busy this afternoon.
Well, I would have come over to see you myself, but I already took off from work today.
No, I don't mind stopping by.
Thank you for what you did for me at the university.
Did Lionel tell you?
He told Daddy, and Daddy told me.
I wish he hadn't.
Why did you want to keep it a secret?
Because I was afraid you wouldn't let me help you.
Maybe I wouldn't have.
Well, I couldn't bear for you to lose a chance at a wonderful education. Education is the most precious gift there is. And don't throw it away because I helped you get it. Don't hate me that much.
I'm not going to.
Oh, honey, I'm so glad.
Well, thank you for arranging the loan.
Oh, Alice, thank you. I have never gotten so much pleasure out of anything I've ever done in my whole life.
Listen, I know I haven't always been fair to you.
Alice, you don't have to explain anything.
I have to. It's been very hard for me to be angry at you all the time. I didn't want to give in. I wanted to hurt you.
Well, that's because you felt hurt and betrayed yourself. But that wasn't your fault, Alice. Now you've got to do what's best for you. You have no obligation to me. I mean that.
You need me in the kitchen.
Alice, you know my office is right on campus. If you do attend the university, I hope that we can see more of each other. Guess the boss has to do almost everything around here, huh?
Yeah, looks like. So, how were the Galapagos Islands?
Humiliating. How was the wedding?
Great, once you were removed from the scene.
You're a real charmer, Brett. Even though you hold a grudge.
Well, I hope there's no hard feelings, Gina.
I was thinking about Haley.
What about her?
I was thinking that you've had a lot of hard feelings towards her for a long time now. And apparently some of them were dragged up the other day, the day that she was raped.
What do you want?
I want to help her. I want to know everything that happened to her that night.
I told the police everything I know. Cruz has all the information. I don't want you getting involved in it.
tendency of messing up whatever you touch.
I'm sure there are people who don't want me involved in it because I might mess them up. Haley is my niece, and I'm not going to back off of this one.
But you're talking to the wrong guy about it.
I'm talking to a guy who has hated her for a long time, and who hated Lily, her cousin, and who hates me.
Why don't you just come out and say what you really mean, huh?
Rick, can you come here for a second?
Yeah, what is it?
Chef says the snapper's going to be taken off the specials list tonight. Didn't get delivered. Plenty of sole, though.
Okay, fine. Just substitute for the sole. Gina! Gina!
Rick, he could have done it. He could have used the knife on her. Well, he hated Haley. He hated Mason, too, for protecting Haley and Lily when he did. That means he probably could have hated Mason's wife as well. I wonder if I've ever seen him wearing those boots.
Who is it? Who's there?
Why didn't you say anything when I asked who it was?
What were you talking about back at the restaurant?
I wasn't talking about anything. I just asked you a couple of
You were
questions.
implying that I might know a lot about Haley than I told the police.
I was just making a few observations.
Oh, really? I thought you were just asking questions.
You're getting me confused.
All right.
Why did you come up behind me and scare...
What did you observe, Gina?
You know you had a run-in with Haley. You know that you've hated her for a long time. And the reason has never ended because you've never forgiven her for accidentally causing Amy's death.
I would never do to another human being what was done to Haley. I don't care what they did to me or how much I hated them. And if you ever imply again to anyone I could commit such a horrible act.
You'll do what?
You wish you were back on those islands again.
Well, that's it for today. You know, you put on a long day, too.
Yeah, must have lost track of time somewhere.
So did I. My bleary eyes didn't. My stomach didn't either. Look, I'm going to treat myself to a wonderful dinner tonight. Why don't you join me?
Oh, thanks. That's good of you, but perhaps another time.
Okay. Say, did you happen to talk to Kelly yet about coming back to work?
No, not yet. I thought I'd drop by her house tonight.
Good. Look, why don't you just put these cultures away, then take off? I think we've done enough, don't you?
Yeah, fine.
You know, we haven't known each other very long. But I think I know you well enough to know when something's bothering you. I believe it has something to do with Kelly.
Yeah, I suppose I could do a big routine and deny it. What would that prove, huh? Truth?
Yeah.
The truth is, I've had a rough time of it ever since I met her.
Meaning that you care for her. So much so that you couldn't even let it on to me.
Meaning that I can't even let it on to myself. Yeah, I didn't want to care for her. I never did. It just happened. You know, when we were on the run, we grew closer, and I found I had all these feelings for her. Feelings which I can't afford to have.
Well, because of Mason?
Yeah. Oh, man, you know, I'm caught between caring for Kelly and hating her brother. You know, something has got to give here.
But you're determined there's not going to be your hatred for Mason.
I made a promise when my mother died. I'm not ready to give that up yet. I know I could just live for the moment with Kelly and take what we have and never mind that eventually I'd have to hurt her. That she'd hate me for it. I couldn't do that anyway. The thing is, I'd get soft, you see. I'd start looking for ways out. Nah, it's best that I just keep fighting these feelings that I have.
But she hasn't made it easy for you. I can see that myself.
No, she hasn't. Stubborn, single-minded couple that she is. She knows how I feel about Mason, but you know, the thing is she doesn't exactly know why. And she keeps putting the pressure on me to find out. Sometimes I feel it's best if I just walk away from the both of them. I can't. You know what the worst part is? The worst part is that I don't always know if I'm staying for Mason or if I'm staying for Kelly. All I know is that I can't turn my back on either of them. You know what I mean?
I'm a scientist, Jeffrey. I know a lot about viruses and about these things, cultures, but I'm not so sure of myself, frankly, when it comes to emotions. And I'm not saying that what you're feeling is to be ashamed of. These feelings come from some of the strongest passions we know. Life has dealt you a dilemma. It might take you some time to work out your priorities, but you'll do it. You will make the right decision. I have every confidence in you.
So, you think you may have found a new career in scientific research?
Not really.
How's Jeffrey?
Jeffrey's a royal pain.
I see. Your turn.
Look, Mason, I know I'm making you nervous. I don't know why I came here. I just felt that I needed to see you.
Well, why don't you just say what comes into your head, sort of stream of consciousness style. Maybe we'll figure something out. Although I have an idea already.
What?
It seems that every time you turn up on my doorstep, you've just had a fight with Jeffrey.
Why do I always have to have a reason to see my brother? Maybe I just like being with you. Mason, I'm sorry. That's okay.
Mason, I don't care about the acupuncturist, and I'm not going to let you treat this like a joke. If you're not going to call the police, then I think you should hire somebody, a private investigator.
Julia, we'll talk about this later, okay?
Treat, what is a joke?
Never mind.
Here, Kelly, where is it? Read this. Maybe you can convince him.
Remind me never to open my mail in your presence again, Julia.
It doesn't hurt to play it safe, and I'm sure that Kelly would agree with me.
My instincts and my experience tell me that this guy is harmless.
We don't...
Crazy, maybe, but harmless.
We don't know that. Every one of these cases is different. What we do know is that he hates you, and we can't predict what he's going to do next. Right, Kelly? Kelly? You haven't been here all this time, have you?
No. I just came back. You have a moment?
Just about one. I'm on my way to a faculty tea.
Oh.
You can imagine that.
Yeah, I can imagine it very easily. I didn't have a chance when we were talking about Alice earlier to thank you for all the help you've given her.
It isn't necessary.
What it is to me. I mean, she's still living with me, you know.
Well, you're welcome, Dan.
Yeah. There's something else. Caroline, I do know that you love her, and that you always have. And I didn't see it before, or even if I did see it, I didn't really recognize it. I'm sorry.
I realize how difficult it is for you to say this.
It must be much more difficult for you to do what you're doing. Help her rebuild her life at the same time as you're doing it for yourself.
Well, I don't see any other choice. Not any other choice that I would make anyway, but thank you for your kind words and your support. It does mean a lot to me. Well.
Yeah, I know you have to be getting to your tea. Enjoy your evening.
You too, Lana.
Friend or foe?
Nothing I do is gonna make you take this seriously, will it?
I take you very seriously.
Okay, then let me help you. I came to tell you that they're sending up a building security man to walk you to your car.
Julia, don't think that I don't appreciate your concern. I do. But it isn't necessary. Nobody's going to hurt me.
Humor me.
Now, I can't. Not in this. You've gotten yourself all wrought up over it. Now, Kelly is, too. I want to stop before any more people get involved, okay? I've really got to get home.
Okay, can I use your phone?
Yeah, sure. Just lock up when you leave.
Good night.
Good night, Julia.
Hi, this is Julia Wainwright. Yeah, there's a man at the desk that's waiting to speak to me. Thank you. Roland, hi. It didn't work. He didn't go for the story at all about the man walking into his car. But I think you should go ahead and follow him anyway, and don't let him see you. And follow him back to the apartment, just like we agreed. And if you see anything strange at all, then call the police, and then call me.
Have you gone completely round the bend?
No, but I think you finally have. Jeffrey, come on, admit it. You wrote that letter to Mason. I mean, you had your sick reasons for hating him. Now you're starting in on a campaign to get him.
I promised you that I would not hurt Mason, didn't I?
You've lied to me before.
You have no faith in me, haven't you?
About as much as you had in me when you yelled at me and threw me out of here before.
Well, you were right about Dr. Nicholas, by the way. He wants you back, if you care.
Well, I'm glad. I don't see how I could work with someone who's hell-bent on hurting, or at least terrifying my brother, your brother, too, Jeffrey.
I did not write that letter, damn it. It's not my style to go around making anonymous death threats. I thought maybe you could have figured that out for yourself.
Yeah, well, who else could have done it?
Is it so impossible for you to believe that there might be other people out there who hate Mason?
Not the way you do.
Okay. I've been writing in this book all day. You take it and check it against that letter. You'll see that the writing does not match. Now go on, check it out.
Well, it's nice to know my canceled credit cards are good for something.